Hi, I'm Ashley, self-proclaimed resources nerd and staff member at Futures Northwest. In this series, Northwest Career and College Connections, I'll be interviewing folks from local colleges and apprenticeship programs in Whatcom and Skagit County to highlight new and important information so that you can take your next step after high school with confidence. Today's guest is Stacy Martin, the business manager of Labor Union Local 292. He'll be answering questions about the apprenticeship programs, what a career as a laborer looks like, and what you can do to set yourself apart in the application process. Be sure to subscribe to this channel so you don't miss a single tip to support your future success. Got a question? Leave it in the comment section below. Welcome, Stacy. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Ashley.
Yeah. So let's start off with you telling me a little bit about yourself, your role, and what your favorite thing about Local 292 is.
Well, like you said in the intro, I'm the business manager and secretary treasurer of Local 292 here in Everett. We cover Snohomish, Skagit, Whatcom, Island, and San Juan counties. Been with the local now going on 6 years. Before that, I worked out in the field. Probably my favorite thing about Local 292 is that we really try to promote it's a family. I mean, it's our brothers and sisters. We look out for each other. It's really about all of us, and that's what's really important, is striving to keep everybody working, making sure not only just work wise, but also family, the picnics we have together, our union meetings where we come together and we have dinner before, and then we talk about current events and things that are going on.
Awesome. Let's start off pretty basic, because I'm sure not everybody knows what an apprenticeship program or a laborer's apprenticeship is. So can you start off by talking a little bit about what that is and what your best advice would be for students who are interested in the construction trades?
So the laborer's apprenticeship program is a 6,000-hour course. And then there will be classroom time on top of that. Mm-hmm. And completing your hours and the classroom time, then you journey out of the program. Basically the opening to get into it is it's a 3-step process. The first part's coming in. We have an orientation, kind of runs everybody through what's all involved, what you're signing up for, what we're looking for. And that's kind of, I always say that's the paperwork side of it. Mm-hmm. And then once we give you an assessment test, and it's not a pass or fail. It's really to see what knowledge you have, and that really breaks down where you could possibly start in our apprenticeship program. Yeah. Then the second step would be an interview, and that's the one-on-one, sit down, talk a little bit more, usually gives the candidate a little bit of time to think, to make sure this is exactly what they want to do. Mm-hmm. And then the third step is, well, not in COVID-19 and the situations we are right now with training. Then you would go to our training school out in Kingston. We put you up for a week, and that's the physical portion. We want to make sure not only it's what you want to do, but it's something that you can physically do, because we do physical work out in the field.
Yeah, absolutely. And a little bit of jargon here. Can you explain what journeying means?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I always forget that. It's such second nature. So yeah. When you come into the apprenticeship, it's exactly that. You're in the apprenticeship. So when you complete the apprenticeship, you become a journey person in the laborers, which means you're done with the apprenticeship, and now out in the field, you are considered journey level construction worker.
Okay. So it's like you've graduated. Gotcha.
Yeah. So it'd be like graduating high school, getting your four-year degree in college. Yeah. Now you're on your way. When I did reference another one, I forgot to clarify too. PCT is pre-construction training. And that is the training we do out, and that's the physical portion out at Kingston, and that's where our main hub of our training school is.
Yeah, and the campus is beautiful, by the way. I went out there last year and toured it, and it's gorgeous. Yeah, it's not a bad place to stay for a week. It's
not bad at all.
Not bad at all. And so is it only that 1 week that you're on campus and then you're on site working? Can you explain a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so our apprenticeship is really, it's on-the-job training, and all of our signatory contractors sign on as a training agent when they sign with the laborers. So we have training at the school, that's the classroom portion of it. And then the on-the-job training is out in the field, working with journeymen and women out in the field and the contractors and being trained on the job. And so as you go through the apprenticeship, you know, the expectation is we're there to teach you as journeymen and women out in the field. And so when an apprentice comes on the job, we're out there to show you, maybe it's placing concrete, maybe it's, you know, learning how to lay pipe in the ground, raking asphalt, you know,
Yeah.
flagging, whatever job scope you're dispatched out as, you have a journey person there to help answer the questions as you're learning along the way.
Yeah. And when you're interviewing folks and looking at potential candidates, what would set somebody apart? Like, what are the things that you're looking for in someone who would make a successful candidate and someone who would be really good in the construction trades?
You know, I don't know if there's just one thing. A lot of them a lot of people that come in have maybe worked a little bit of construction, thought that was something they wanted to do, wanted to be able to get to the training. I mean, the training is a big portion of it, being able to be trained. You know, it's cost free. I mean, the members within the laborers and all of the union trades, anyway, I can speak for that, but laborers in particular, we support our own training. So while we're working, we're paying into our training fund. And so you have the ability to go out to the training school when maybe times are slow or a class comes up that you want to take.
Mm-hmm.
As much as a candidate, you know, it all depends. You know, I really look at this, and when I come, if I'm at the office when we have orientations, I try to come out and talk to every group that comes for an apprenticeship orientation, because I think it's very important, one, that they hear from the local even in the very beginning, but two, I want to go out and talk to them because these are future brothers and sisters potentially, if this is the, you know, the path they choose to take. And I don't look at this as a job. This is definitely a career. You can have a really good life and get a lot of good training and really build a nice future for yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. I've been so impressed with learning about apprenticeship programs and the types of like lifestyles and the ability to really have a family wage job like that supports you and your loved ones. It's a pretty unique experience, and to be able to have it be paid for as well and to not have debt on the other end, I think it's just incredible. And I
Yeah,
think
I
it's
mean,
an opportunity that most people don't know about, you know?
yeah, and I think too, you know, I'm always going to be partial to the laborers, but you know, as I say, I want it to be a career, and all of us build our training. We put money into our training, and I talk to a lot of different candidates, you know, over the years and still today. And one piece of advice I'd give anybody is you can go on the LiUNA website and you can look up all the apprenticeships in the state of Washington.
Mm-hmm.
And I always tell people, you know, take a look at them,
Yeah.
see what all is out there,
Mm-hmm.
and then make your decision. Because, you know, for me, like I said, it's a career. This is a career path, and I want people coming in kind of seeing everything,
Yeah.
so they know that this is what they want to do. So they're getting the best use of their time also.
Absolutely. Fit is really important when you're talking about a career.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, let me see here. Um, okay, so some students are wanting to know, how much do laborers make and how long does it take to complete the apprenticeship program?
So currently, if you came in to the apprenticeship program today, we go from 60% to journey level, which would then be 100% in the apprenticeship program. But a 60% apprentice coming in would start at $23.89 an hour on the paycheck. And that's not counting $12.58. It's their benefits that the contractor pays, and that's their medical, their pension, and into the training school.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, and so typically it's a 6,000 hour 6,000 hour apprenticeship. So depending on, you know, work, the person, I mean, there's a lot of variables in there, but you know, if you average 2,000 hours a year, you'd be done in 3 years, and then you would journey out. And once you became a journeyman or woman, then you would be, what we base our apprenticeship off is what we call our Group 3 general labor.
Yeah.
And that would be $39.81 currently an hour plus the benefits.
That's awesome. Can you tell me a little bit about the types of work a laborer would be doing and what the career course of a laborer might look like? Like, for example, are there opportunities for advancement beyond physical labor, like once you get to a certain point in your hours or training?
Yeah, I mean, there's always, just like any career, there's always a chance for advancement.
Mhm.
Through the apprenticeship, you're going to spend probably the first 4,000 hours, and we're going to be doing the basics, general construction. We're going to be doing all the safety, the OSHA, all of that stuff, making sure that you're safe out on the job first and foremost.
Yep.
And then as you get towards the end of your apprenticeship, you've had a year or two, maybe with one contractor or multiple contractors, and you've decided that, concrete's your passion.
Yeah.
Or maybe doing asphalt and doing all the paving that, we all gripe about when we see, but we like the roads when they're done.
Yeah.
Maybe that's your passion, or working on a dirt and utility, or you want to build buildings. So you can really kind of tailor towards the end with your contractor, looking at what you're going to do as a journeyman or woman out in the field.
Mhm.
Through the school, and then getting training after the fact, after you get out of the apprenticeship.
Yeah. What are some of the jobs that you can have as a laborer that you think maybe people don't know about? Like, what is an unusual thing that a laborer might do? I'm just curious.
Well, I listed off some of the ones that you see us all on the street,
Yeah.
but COVID-19, we do hazardous cleanup, we do demo and abatement and that stuff. So when it came to cleaning up a lot of these jobs, our members were trained and made sure we were 100% compliant with all the PPE that was needed for the job and the correct training and disposal. And then we were going in and actually cleaning buildings up and cleaning up sites to make sure other companies could go back to work now. So I mean, that's just one of the unique things with the laborers, is that we do so many different job scopes. It's not just one thing. I mean, you could be, as an apprentice, you could go out for 4 months and be a flagger. And then the next 4 months, you might get with a concrete company and be doing concrete for the next 4 months. And then there's general cleanup. And it's just, there's so many opportunities.
Yeah. So in the beginning, when you're in that learning process, do you feel like students get a really good sense about what they really enjoy and what they're good at as they're kind of trying out all of these different facets of what they're being asked to do?
I think so. I mean, each journey is probably going to be different for everybody. They're going to, one contractor might be a great fit, the other one might not.
Right.
It's just like any job out there, when you're first starting out. I think a lot of them, I've seen a lot of them that have journeyed out with the same contractor. Some of them, their first or second dispatch ever, and it was a good fit, and that was the contractor, and the contractors put time into them, they put time into the contractor, and
Yeah.
now they're out with a career working for that contractor.
That's awesome. I bet it's particularly satisfying when there's a good fit like that, like being a good matchmaker. Like, yes, that was a good one.
Yeah, well, and some of the other things, for me is seeing the growth of our members too.
Yeah.
Seeing how, I can say for myself that when I joined the union, it changed my life.
Yeah.
There's been things with, not only the wage, but the medical we have. I raised 4 kids on my medical. I had some things that happened to me that, I was very grateful that I had the medical.
Yeah.
Got a good pension that's building. So, it's helping give me a little better view towards retirement. But, I see members all the time that, they maybe were doing some of the stuff that we do elsewhere. They come and join the union, and I see 2 or 3 years down the road, either they've gone through the apprenticeship or they've had enough skills that they went out as a journeyman, say concrete hand or whatever, and their life has changed. And that to me is some of the things that I remember the most from when I left the field, I was an organizer first, and then I worked for the local as an agent, and then became a business manager. And I still remember the very first person that I ever walked through the door and got them signed up. And I know where they are today.
That's awesome. Oh, I love that. That's beautiful. And one other thing that I think is a little bit of a mystery for a lot of us is like, how do you join a union and what does that process look like? Is it a part at the beginning that you join? Is it at the end? Like, how does this process work?
So for apprenticeship, they just come in for the orientation, and that's kind of the start. And then once they finish that 3-step, then we do paperwork here at the local to get them on a list, to get them eligible for dispatch.
Gotcha.
If someone's, looking to join the union, I mean, currently our doors aren't open. We're here. You can knock on it, and we have a separate room that we keep clean for people to sign up.
Yeah.
But you can come down, sign up, you list your skills, and get on one of the lists, wherever you qualify at. And then we dispatch every day by phone from 2 to 5. So if you've got the right skill set and the knowledge, I mean, you could go to work tomorrow if, nobody above you takes the job.
Yeah. Cool. What would be the top 3 resources or tips that you think a new applicant should know about?
Resources is in what, I guess?
Like if you needed help getting like a particular tool and you didn't have the financing to do that, like how would you support that person, or where would that person look to get funding for, say, like a welding hood, or I don't know what kind of gear you might need?
Well, there's a lot of programs that are out there that help members out, especially for the apprenticeship programs. We've got multiple different areas that the apprentices can reach out to. As far as tools and stuff on the job, the majority of that, if not all of that, is supplied by the contractor.
Oh,
All
cool.
of our PPE for the job, our safety glasses, our gloves, our hard hats, our high vis vests, and all that are supplied by the contractor. So really, it's a good pair of working boots,
Yeah.
jeans, t-shirt, and showing up ready to work. I mean, I guess the biggest tips I could give anybody is being to work on time.
Mm-hmm.
Working all day, learning as much as you can while you're out there.
Mm-hmm. What is a typical barrier that you see students face as they're trying to enter into this opportunity? Is it like having a driver's license, or proper transportation, or like what are the things that you're seeing so we can kind of be on the resources end trying to find those things?
So the state bare minimum to get into the apprenticeship's a valid driver's license and at least a 10th grade education, transcripts to prove that, or
Yeah.
diploma or a GED.
Mm-hmm.
Depending, the license seems to be a hurdle
Yeah.
at times. We've got multiple different applicants that come in for different reasons why they don't have a license, and so that tends to be the biggest hurdle for the apprenticeship, is the license, and then secondary would be the education. Right now there's some that are having a hard time, if they didn't get a diploma or GED, being able to get a hold of a school to even get access to the transcripts right now is difficult at best. So
Yeah, it's really good information. Thank you. Well, I appreciate all the time that you've spent with me today, and I appreciate you giving us your wisdom and your expertise around this. As you know, a lot of us are really new to all of this amazing information. If you would like more information about other resources, check out the show notes below and leave any questions or comments for myself or Stacy. Remember to subscribe and like this channel for more resources and information to take your next step after high school with confidence. If you want even more great resources, you can check out our website at futuresnorthwest.org. And I look forward to seeing you next time on Northwest Career and College Connections. Thanks. Bye.
thanks.